portfolio when it comes down to money and it comes down to investment. And this is the time. And I think it's a time to invest. I think it's a time just to get the education on it. Like I don't think learning something different is going to hurt anybody in the future or anything like that. But I think it's very important for us to actually understand what the world of money is actually going to. So we talked about yesterday, we talked about the foundation, right? So we talked about the foundation of money. We talked about where it came from, where it's going, where it is now, where it has been. So now we actually want to go into what my great friend, she has actually we talked about, she touched a little bit on cryptocurrency, and how we met was through Forex, right? And that's what we discussed about Forex, the foreign exchange market. And if anybody's interested in actually learning more about Forex and how to actually learn that skill set, we'll drop everything down. So don't feel like you have to sit on this live if you can't. We know it's going to be for the next 2 hours. So we definitely want to make sure that everybody is getting this information and it'll be replayed. So we met through Forex, but cryptocurrency was like her baby, right? And I didn't know, because I was like, okay, I know about Bitcoin. I know a little bit about Bitcoin. And I knew that my lovely fiance at the time, he was discouraged to actually invest in cryptocurrency because somebody told him that ain't for real. Like, why would you buy into something that you can't actually physically touch? Like who's going to believe in that? Like, that's not going to do anything. And this was back in 2009. I want to say, no, 2010, that he heard about Bitcoin. And the person that he went to, he was like, hey, I think I want to invest $1,000 into this thing. He's like, I think I want to do 1,000. It was like, don't do that. Don't do that. He was like, why? He was like, man, do you really believe that this is going to take off? That this is going to be a coin? Like, you can't even really, like, who's going to believe in that? You can't touch this. And look at Bitcoin today.
And that goes back to when they say lean not on your own understanding, because sometimes you're not going to, it's a lot of stuff that we might say today that you might not understand, but come in with an open mind.
Right.
And gather the information and then do your own due diligence and do your own research. But it's something that I wanted to read real fast before you get into your NFTs that Jeff Bezos said. And he said, what we need to do is always lean into the future. When the world changes around you and when it changes against you, what used to be a tailwind is now a headwind. You have to
I like that.
Yeah, you have to lean into that and figure out what to do, because complaining isn't a strategy. And it's not, because we can sit here and complain about the metaverse. We can sit here and complain about cryptocurrency. We can sit here and complain about Forex. I mean, we can complain about all of these things because one, we don't know everything about it. And two, we don't know how it's going to affect us. But why not just lean into it, come in with an open mind, because it's going to happen. We're already pretty much digital, for real.
Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter if anybody, I always say this, it doesn't matter what you want to believe or what you want to think it's going to happen. Because I was reading something on, of course, social media, because I'm checking social media and everything. I was reading something and these guys were arguing. Like, it was so funny to me. They were arguing back and forth on social media about this new era of money, right? So this person who he was like, oh, well, forget Forex. Forex, like, I'm not gonna invest in that and all this cryptocurrency junk. Like, this doesn't make any sense to me. And you know how you be itching, like you're itching to say something because you know that, you want to talk because you're knowledgeable about, what he's arguing about. And he's like, I don't believe in any of this. I'm joining this cryptocurrency club and I'm going to learn from people that really know what they're talking about. And I saw what he posted, and these people they don't know what they're talking about. Like, I'm gonna just say this, like, they just have no idea. And so they're talking about coins. They're talking about XRP, and of course XRP, Bitcoin, and I think it was a couple of other ones. that they were discussing, but I was just sitting there like, I was so itching to say that, but I've always learned from my father. It was like, you know what, you never entertain fools, first of all, right? You don't argue with them.
No.
And sometimes it's better to act like you don't know what you're talking about. Like when the time is right, people will, and then you can't, I always learn you can't give energy to things that, if somebody doesn't really understand something and then they're
Yeah.
not willing to, be open-minded, that's
Mm-hmm.
not your energy. Like you
Mm-hmm.
go
Mm-hmm.
have your energies somewhere else with somebody who's going to be open-minded to what you're actually trying to, show them. So I was just laughing at the conversation and I was just like, these people don't know anything. And it's like you
Mm-hmm.
leaning on your own, like you say, your own knowledge. Like you don't know,
Mm-hmm.
you need to talk to somebody. And I just was like, let me just keep scrolling. And I kept scrolling. I was like, I'm not going to get into that
Mm-hmm.
conversation. So it was just like really funny. So I was like, I think people have to understand like this is where we are. And I'm in the middle. I forgot what generation I am. X, Z. I don't keep up with that. But like I'm in that 30, I guess, to 45 bracket. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm too young to be 30. I mean, I'm too old to be like in that 30 group.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the mid 30s to late 30s, early 40s
Mm-hmm.
group, like I'm in that group. And
Right.
we were all like, we're true 80s babies, and we grew up in the 90s, and we grew up on certain things. We grew up on this. And so like we didn't grow up with cell phones. We didn't grow up with anything. We weren't introduced to cell phones until in our 20s or like
Mm-hmm.
late teens, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get my first cell phone until I was 19 years old. And that's because that's when cell phones were popular. That's when they started to come
Mm-hmm.
out. And I remember I had a Nokia, but that's
Mm-hmm.
another story. But I say that to say we had to evolve, and I think our generation is the one that has to evolve the most because we're trying to figure
Mm-hmm.
out, because we're in the middle of
Right.
everything. Like we're not the baby
Mm-hmm.
boomers, we're not my mom's age, and it's like you definitely got absolutely, what I'm saying, like
Right.
in your bracket, and
Well,
then it's
why
like,
you say it like that?
no, I'm just saying, no, like we we're running neck and neck, right?
Oh, I'm
So
joking. I had to give you a hard time about that. Like,
no,
you definitely, oh my
because
God.
I feel like because I'm not gonna tell your age, but I feel like
I'm
you
old,
look like
y'all. I am
you look
half
like
a
you 30.
century.
You look you 30 something. I'm gonna just keep it real. Like I mean,
Thank
black
you.
don't crack. Okay. So at the end of the day, I know like that bracket of like my brother's age. My brother is in he's in his late 40s. Like he's right
Mhm.
there at that 50,
Yeah.
50
And I
year
think
old
what
mark.
we're
So
baby boomers, right? I think
yeah,
we're baby boomers.
he caught like he's a 70s baby, but he's
Yep.
raised in the 80s. I'm an 80s baby, but I was raised in the
Raised in the
90s.
90s.
And in the
Yep.
90s, he was like a teenager.
Right.
And even in college, it was in the 90s. So he didn't catch any of that. Like, so
Mm-hmm.
his era of cell phone and social media came about when he got to be in his 30s.
Right.
Really, so
Mm-hmm.
it's a different. I didn't get the
Everybody
social media
came.
until I got
Yeah.
to like my mid 20s, so it's like it's a different type of thing. And I think that's the way we have to understand, like, this is just what the world is going to
Yeah.
be about. So we have
Mm-hmm.
to understand where we're heading, where we're going. And I know everybody wants, they're like, okay, Julie, that's all great. Look, we understand that you're saying, we know everything that you're talking about. Let's get into this
Let's
NFTs.
get
We want to
into
know.
it.
We're like, let's talk about what we really came here to talk about.
Right.
Okay. So we're live, right? I have to make sure my
We're good.
social everything is over here, because I wear too many hats, and I'm like, I got one tablet to keep all. It is
Oh
crazy.
my gosh.
Let me
I
just
don't
say
even
this.
want to show
I'm
you
gonna
my
just say this
hat.
before we talk about this real quick. I was never a uh like a tablet type of person. I was never
Mm-hmm.
like a computer type
Mm-hmm.
person. I wrote everything down. I wanted to write everything down. I still keep
Mm-hmm.
an agenda book. I still keep a calendar book. I write
Mm-hmm.
my notes. But like lately, I got this when I got my new phone. I
Mm-hmm.
had this. They gave away me this tablet. So I was like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
even want this. And I was like, you know what? Instead of me going to get an actual calendar to keep up with, this had a calendar. So all this is like, I put all my notes in this one. I put all my stuff in here. I got my alarm set. I got my people that I use my one-on-one sessions and everything. So all of it is in the like in my tablet. And it's so weird because I'm like, I was never
that
like
person.
this. Now this is my life, right? This is my whole entire life that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's so weird that that this is my life with everything. So it's just funny.
Right.
So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and we are going to we're going to get, I have to control so many things over here. So we're going to talk about what NFTs are. We're going to get information that people want to understand. What is a NFT? So basically, an NFT is a non-fungible token, right? So a lot of people understand it was like, okay, well, what does non-fungible mean? I don't even know what that means. So basically, a non-fungible is something that is very unique and it can't be replaced with any other thing. So, okay, so let's take for instance, and when you do an NFT, you got to think about it is an asset that you can create digitally, right? So it's something that is non-fungible, it's not tangible. You can't actually hold it in your hand, you can't touch it, you can't feel it. And it is something that is completely yours. So that is why when you place NFTs on like on OpenSea or any other place that you want to, buy or create a NFT, you cannot screenshot it. You cannot go to that and save it. You know how you go to Google and you see something, an artwork on Google, and you can right click it and you can press save, download. You cannot do that because that NFT that you create, that is yours, that is uniquely yours, something that you have created for yourself, an asset, a digital asset. So NFT has been around since about 2014. So I think we have the first one was minted in 2014. And I think we have been talking about it, and it's just another form of cryptocurrency, right? It's another way to basically, invest in yourself, invest in cryptocurrency, another way to expand your portfolio when you are looking to, like you say, looking to invest. And of course, NFTs are on the Ethereum blockchain network, and that's the uniqueness about the NFT, the non-fungible. So a lot of times people say, well, okay, Jewel, I get it's a non-fungible token, you can buy, you can invest it, you can create one, what is it really like? What is it really like? So you can create multiple ones of like, no, well, you can create a collection of the same type, with different things. So like, let's just say like the Mona Lisa. Okay. That's an original. So the person that created that, that's theirs, right? They did that. You can't go and take a picture of the Mona Lisa and upload it or actually put it on your wall. Like you can get a picture of it, put on your wall, but it's not yours, right? It's a replica of that. Like, so if I want to, if I want to actually buy the Mona Lisa artwork, of course it would be extremely expensive, right? Way out of my tax bracket, so it's, if I want to go and purchase this, I'm investing in that particular artwork. Like that's my investment. Now, if it continues to grow in price and sales or whatever, I can, if it's the original, but it's never going to be the original person, like the person who created that Mona Lisa, that's theirs. Like that's created. Anything that comes after that, it's not theirs. So you're investing in some artwork. So the NFT, you got to think about just kind of like how cryptocurrency, someone is creating something that's unique and they're saying, okay, well, I'm creating this. I have a picture, I have an artwork. I got a picture of like the board ape that everybody has been circling around everywhere. So we talk about this board ape and people have seen it. It's an ape and they have different accessories associated with it. You got an ape that's smoking a cigarette. You got an ape that looks like he's sleeping. It's so many different forms of this ape, Now, a lot of people on the ape is selling for, oh my goodness, like millions of dollars, right? So it is something that was created. But now you can go in and say, well, you know what? I want to invest in this ape. That it's not going to be mine, but I'm going to have a piece of that pie if it does X, Y, and Z, right? Same thing with cryptocurrency. If I go into this coin, right, I'm investing in this coin and it's going to do what? X, Y, and Z, right? We're hoping that that coin goes up in sales, because if it goes up in sales, then that means I'm getting something out of that. I'm getting money out of it. So there are a lot of ways that NFT has come about, and I think it's the new way of the world. So you have to understand, like, there are different ways to understand NFT. You got minting, you can create one, you can sell, or you can buy. And I think for someone, the average Joe, a person who's like, okay, I know NFT is a digital asset, right? It's something that's unique, and it's something that they can have on their own, and it's linked to the blockchain, right? So it's on the blockchain, and so it's like, okay, now it's a digital artwork. So let's say you don't really want to create one, like you don't want to get a digital art, and you don't want to do that, and you don't want to put one on there and sell it. You want to say, well, I want to go on there, and I want to see, what kind of NFTs they are to like invest in, right? To see what they are. So they have NFTs as low as $69, like USD. Then they have some, and you can actually bid on the NFT. You can say, hey, if it's a bidding, you can say, okay, this NFT is $70. I'm bidding. Okay. And the person who's actually the creator of that, they can say, okay, that's my highest bid. And there you go. But the thing you have to understand about, when you're actually looking for NFT, because it's same thing with cryptocurrency, right? What am I looking for when I'm going into these exchanges and I'm going into on these? There's so many NFTs, just like there's so many cryptocurrencies. There are a lot of NFTs, like there are a lot of artwork. And I mean, the artwork that you see on here, it is like the most amazing thing to me, because it's such a great, I think it's such a great way, number one, for like graphic designers and true artists to create their artwork in a place where they're cutting out the middleman. If you want to just keep it real like that. So I think it's an amazing place for true artists to come and be able to display their artwork, right? That's another way for your person like myself, who is creative, who has a community of, I'm trading, and have a community of women, what I'm associated with, like a YouTube page and things like that. So it's like, this is amazing thing. So what I want to look for when you're looking for going to the NFT, you want to first figure out, okay, is the artwork good? Like, is it decent? Does it look good? Does it does it spark your fancy, like they say? Does it spark your fancy? Does it, like, what does it look like? Is it something that I like, first of all? And this is just looking at discernment, right? It's like, okay, do I like this piece of artwork? Like, do I really enjoy, and does it really do something for me, right? The second thing you want to make sure, what is it connected to, right? So what is the community like? Are there websites associated with this artwork? What is this person like? You want to make sure that this is just not just a regular. And I mean, people can post NFTs on those chains all the time. And I mean, sometimes they sit there for months and months and months, and they don't do absolutely nothing. And then you have the ones that actually are doing a little bit. But of course, it takes time, just like it takes time for cryptocurrency. It takes time for that to grow. It takes time for those things to happen. And you're looking at the links, like, what is it community? Like, is this artwork connected to a certain community? Does this person have websites? Does this person have anything linked to this particular artwork? Because if you're creating that and you want to get on there and sell your own artwork, you got to have things connected to it. Like, what type of community do you have? And when I say community, I don't mean you have to have a million people following you, for a decent community, but you definitely want to have something associated to that artwork. And what is it good for? So as Virna is going to talk about like the metaverse, and we're going to talk about the cryptocurrency and the future of that. But the thing is, like, you want to understand, okay, what is this going to do for, number one, this culture that we're in? Like, what is it going to do for the culture? And is this worth anything moving forward? Now, if you want to just buy some nice artwork and invest in, great. But I always tell people, like, if you definitely, like, anytime we go to, I've been to like an art gallery, like actual physically, and it was a nice piece. And I never understood. I was like, you mean to tell me y'all gonna pay $10,000
right
for a piece of artwork, like for something like just splats of paint on a canvas? And it's like, I was explained about art and the reason why it's expensive, and it's a lot of detailing to it, like a physical actual picture. Like, I've seen people bid on like canvases up to $20,000-$30,000 and paying for it. I was like, first of all, I was at the wrong place. Let's just keep that 100. Like, I clearly was out of my place at this place. When I was invited to this place, and I was clearly out of my league, but I faked it till I made it, So I was like, oh my goodness, yes, this is beautiful. Like, I didn't know anything about it, but
go ahead.
No, I understood when it was explained to me about why this is the expense of course, the labor that goes into it. Of course, just the type of, they explain about why the artwork, and different things that you're looking for that culture. Like, what is this person identifying with this picture? So you have to have a different kind of openness of mind to understand, like, the Bored Ape is, that's it. They also have the crypto bull, right? Everybody been seeing the bull, which I think is so dope. I want to get some. Like, it's I saw this bull on NFT, and I saw it, and I think I told you about it. It was a bull, and he was covered in money. Covered, like, I think it was either hundreds or ones, but he was covered all in money. And it was a regular bull with horns, and he just was covered in money. And I think it went for like so many millions, like, because eventually it sat there for a while, and eventually, of course, it got the credit it needed to get. And a person who had invested in it could have been $150 at the time, but now it's worth millions of dollars. And I mean, there's so many different types of NFTs, and I know you're going to piggyback, but like, the thing is, that is like the understanding of what it is, right? So it's unique, yours. And I'm going to go into minting and creating and what those different things mean, but that's what the NFT world basically is. So what were you going to say, Ms. Virna?
And I was going to say, just to piggyback off of that, it also depends on your interest, because you may be interested in sports. And so what they were doing is selling like 30-second clips of like Kobe or Jordan. Right. So just think, if you get that for $100, you got a clip that you own of Michael Jordan, and now you can resell that for millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars.
And when she was talking about the bidding, the WNBA did a thing probably about 6 months ago, where they came out and you can bid on different teams and different clips of the WNBA. So it's different. It's this space is so huge that it also depends on your interest. Like, now, this is really good for entertainers because they're bringing out their music as far as NFTs. So now they're owning their rights. So now they don't have to pay all these different people. I'm giving the producer this, I'm giving this person this, and I'm only getting pennies on the dollar, and it's my music. NFT allows them to own everything. They're
Tory,
right.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Tory Lanez, I'm not sure if people know who he is. He's a Canadian rapper. Of course, he went through this situation with Megan Thee Stallion, but anyway, that's another day. Tory Lanez created, like, so he did a digital artwork to his album, and he made $1 million in 50 seconds. And he had no idea what he was doing because he was told by, I guess, his accountant, or he was told by somebody, like, hey, this is the new wave of for artists.
Mm-hmm.
Man, look, you got an album that you're trying to come out with. You got, hey, why don't you create this artwork for your album? Because already people who do have albums, they already have artwork on it, just like The Weeknd and how he has this crazy new album cover. And everybody gets, when you're creating, when you're in the music industry, you always have to have some type of dope artwork, because that you want people to be pulled in to what your album is about, right? So he created the artwork and sold in 50 seconds. So now everybody that had invested in that, bought that piece of that album cover artwork, has a piece of that, what's going to be next. And so it's like
you make money too.
And he made money. So could you imagine of creating, you have an album coming out, and this is the thing, and I didn't mean because like when I've been around in the business industry, right, in the music industry, and it's so much middleman if you're not an independent artist, right? So if you're independent artist, it's a different type of caliber of what you're trying to do. It comes out of your pocket. There's a lot of things. A lot of people, when you are in a major label, they're having their hands out because you got to pay for this, pay for this, pay for this, pay for this, pay for this. Most of the time, that's when a lot of time people don't understand, artists only make money from concert sales and from their album selling. After anything else, like, because they got to pay for studio time, they got to pay for this, they got to pay for that. So when a person does a concert, that's what gets them rich or wealthy of those concert sales. Album sales, even with the album sales, they still have to work and do things, do diligently, and pay for, have a handout. So just imagine
advertising.
So just imagine if you made $1 million just off of a digital artwork, that money is going to you. And now a lot of people have a piece of Tory Lanez's album. Just imagine if Drake did something like that. Or if if Snoop Dogg is now in getting his NFT mode, so it's like it's creating a different era of cutting out those people who try to have it's
in your pocket.
Yeah, it's really cutting out a lot of things. And that's why I go back to talk about the graphic designers and people who do this for who do it for a living. Like now, and I mean, a lot of graphic designers, they pretty much are self-employed and they have their own business. But just think, like, if you just put out a piece of artwork and that person can go to it and you can say, hey, I got this NFT out, and that person can go to that particular site, go to that particular NFT or that particular artwork and buy it and invest it. And you say, man, this is going to take off. I like the way this looks, or I like what this is doing for me. And this is creating, and it's going to go up in sales, and you're getting a piece of that. Like, man, so, yeah, go ahead. I just want to say about Tory Lanez, like, it's crazy. Because he was so shocked. He was jumping around. He had a video of him when he found out, because he didn't even know how much money he made. He had no idea. Somebody had to call him and say, hey, guy, hey, you just made you $1 million. He was like, what are you talking about? Didn't even know he made $1 million.
Right. And it's so new. And like I said, so like, for example, and I mentioned it yesterday, me and my son, he did a beta thing for XRP.
Right.
Because they're getting ready to launch another side of them. And they gave out NFTs for the people who did the whole project and stayed through it. And they gave out, so think of supply and demand, because they gave out, I think, 150 or 100 samurai NFTs.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And so months later, he just put it out there. He started learning about NFTs and stuff. He just put it out there. And his first bid came in at like 8,000. This is free money, y'all. His first bid came in at like 8,000. So he just kept it on there. In 2 hours, $20,000. Cash me out. Cash me out.
Let me just hold a little.
It's something that was given to him for free.
And that's the thing. Like, that's the way of the world. And it's crazy because, like, I was on a gaming NFT. like learning about the gaming, right? Like learn not just regular NFT, but learn about when it comes down to like to basically video games, NFT gaming, right? And that's the new wave, because now they have to keep evolving in some kind of way. And so I'm not a big video gamer. I don't know anything about it, but this is not just for a person who does video games. This is for just an average person who wants to understand about there's a lot of money in the gaming industry with NFT. So at the end of that, of course, if you stayed on, they actually gave somebody $1,000 in like some type of NFT. But I didn't say to the end because they wanted you to do something else with it. Like it was kind of like a catch. And it wasn't a scam or anything, but it was like I wasn't ready to kind of dive into it just yet. Yeah. But somebody got the money, and they talked about the future, because they talked about how gaming and people are getting paid to get to play video games. I mean, people have been doing that. People have been doing that forever, but now it's really been a boom, and a lot of people are looking at and this is the thing. A lot of people are looking at these things sideways, and they're looking at people who are actually becoming millionaires with NFTs and becoming millionaires with just sitting at home, social media, and doing things like that. They're looking at you sideways because I've been a part of conversations, and people don't like the fact that you're actually not working hard to make money. They're looking at you like, well, you weren't raised that way, and that you worked hard. And I said, yeah, I do know that, but my dad used to always tell me work smarter, not harder. Right. So if you can create a way, and I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with somebody that wants to say, hey, if I can make 6 figures sit in my house, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you choose to go to work every day and you want to make you $20,000 a year, you want to make you $30,000 a year, that's your business. But don't come to the person who has created a way or found a way to say, hey, I can make me 6 figures by creating these NFTs, and I can do this and I can do that. And they're like, oh, don't do that. Like that's not a real job. It may not be a real job to you. Right. But this is creating whatever that you're using that money from. It could be right now money. It could be to pay off a loan. It could be pay off of a wedding. Hint. Right. Right. It could be to pay off anything. It could be to pay off, I'm going to create this money, and I'm going to put this, because some people I know that have created NFTs, they could actually, they're putting that in some other cryptocurrencies, and they're sit there and they're creating things for their family, for their children. I know personally, they're creating different cryptos for their children, and they'll sit there. Like some people I know, they're taking some money, because think about it. If you got you $153,000 worth of, from NFTs to just creating NFTs, you're going to take some of that money, because the thing is, that is the most incredible thing, to be able to create a life for your family, a life for yourself, regardless if you work hard. I know a lot of the people that are creating NFTs, they are working people. They have jobs. Yeah. They are school teachers. I know a school teacher who was put, like, just this regular school teacher. She, like, I know her personally, created an NFT, and it's been sitting up there, and she's made, like you said, she's made a few thousand, and she's looking like, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've made what I would make in 4 months. She's made that in a month and a half. And it may not be 6 figures, but it's thousands of dollars. So she's like, well, I'm gonna just hold on to it and see where it's gonna go. And I'm gonna hold it to the end of the year. I'm gonna see where it's gonna do. Like, people bid on it, people do all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, is this, and she's thinking to herself, I didn't even do this for that. I was just creating something that I liked. And I didn't know all these people even like this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you would be amazed to the type of things that people are really, really interested in, in creating. So I say all that to say, because you definitely have to understand the different things with NFTs. So a lot of people say, well, I don't think that's for me, like artwork, creating artwork. I don't want to. So when you're creating and you're trying to put your artwork on there, you definitely know you're selling your stuff, right? So a lot of people say, well, I hear about gas fees and what is that? And I don't understand what that is. So I'm gonna just basically tape in layman's terms. People behind the scenes got to get paid. People that are behind inside their computer that are operating everything, they got to get paid, right? So they're miners that are actually in there that are helping the whole network work out, right? So that's just like somebody when you join something and they're like, well, why is it this much? Why I gotta pay you this much? Because you paying to continue a operating of a algorithm, right? What's that? What you showing me?
Nothing. I'm just I'm on Instagram. You're like, what you showing me?
I was like, what is that? So
I'm on Instagram.
Yeah, so you're creating a you have to pay for the upkeep. In so many, I could go into detail and break down gas fees and how much gas fees for this one, and they are pretty high depending on the traffic. So just think, I always explain to you about this, like why gas fees. They said, well, why are the gas fees so high? So this is the thing. Let's travel. So if I got to travel one place to the next, I got to put gas in my car, right? So if I got to go to my house to Miss Virna house, it's the same distance, right? So if there's no traffic, gas fees, I won't waste that much gas, right? I can go straight there. But if there's a lot of traffic, I'm using that gas that's in my car. So I'm going to probably burn more gas if it takes me 45 minutes to get to her house versus it take me 10 or 15, right? Due to traffic that runs through these places. So another one place is called like OpenSea. That's everybody talks about that. That is a major place that you can create your buy and sell and all those different things. But that is like the basic understanding about fees. So when you are creating NFT and you are placing it on these the website that you want to find, because they're ones. Now let me just say this. The gas fees can vary from 10% to 37%. Like I said, it depends on what the traffic is, basically. So you got to just think about that. You got to think about traffic. You got to think about how much is coming through the website. So there are different places, and OpenSea is the main one, and they charge you for fees. Now there are some that do not charge for gas fees, right? So OpenSea and Rarible is something. Now you can actually Mintable is another one that doesn't require a gas fee, and there are other ones, but this one, just say this: the ones that don't require gas fees don't have a lot of traffic coming through there. The places that don't have any gas fees and that are not very known, they don't have a lot of traffic. So that thing is, you either gonna pay now or you're gonna pay later, right? So it's like, yeah, you may not pay for gas fees, right? You may go through a whole thing and it's free for you to do everything, but you want to be able to get the traffic that you want to, if it's relatable to your culture, to your business, to whatever that it is. And it's very good for entrepreneurs that are trying to expand their brand. And I think it's very important, like for people that are trying to, or even entrepreneurs, if you have a brand, this is another way to expand that, right? So I always look at things like, yeah, if your gas fee is $50 or $60, just think of it as an investment, right? You're creating something. And if let's say you make $10,000 off of that one art piece, is $50 really, like, really? Exactly. I don't think it's that big of a deal when you're doing it. Now, if you don't create any money, of course you're going to, you lose a little money, but the thing is, you don't know which way it's going. Everybody has a fee. So credit cards, people have a fee. Everybody got a fee. You got to pay people who you got to pay. So that's why you definitely have gas fees. And you got to also understand too, there are just a lot of stipulations when it comes down to NFTs and when you're putting them on your on the website, right? So you got to make sure that you understand about the fees and you're reading the fine print and you're understanding about the fees. And if you do make a substantial amount of money, you got to understand this too. Taxes, right? So taxes is just like anything else. Sometimes you can create a tax where you, like the IRS, they don't really have a hold on NFTs yet. They got a little bit, but you have to report if you make six figures, you got to report that. Like they know that you made 200 plus. Like they know that because there's you have to input your information. Like you have to put your information on that site. So you have to know that they know amount of what you're making. So you have to report that. You can claim it as like an antique, or you can claim those things like that. So it's a lot of different stipulations that you can when you are making money off of the NFT. But you got to understand, a lot of people think, okay, I got all this money, oh, it's mine. Yeah, it is yours, but there are different things, there are different taxes that you have to understand. There are fees that have to be paid, and you got to pay those people, and you can get, it is yours. Like you don't have to go through a whole lot of the middleman because it's on a blockchain and it's in Ethereum and it's yours. But you definitely, anytime that there's something, when I have Forex, when I have to withdraw and take that money out of my trading account and put into my bank, there's a fee. There's a fee for that. There's a fee for me depositing money from my bank to that. Sometimes the fee is not, of course, if you go through Bitcoin, it ain't too much of but there's got to be fees associated with that. So when you have to think about that when you want to create one. Like that's what I tell people, if they're trying to create and put their own artwork on that, you have to think about those things, right? That's the fees, right? So when you're thinking about creating one, there's a lot of things you have to go through it, and we'll break that down, but we don't want to we don't want to break all that down because it's a lot to do when you're trying to create and do that. So if you want to mint, so minting and creating are like tit for tat, right? So if I mint something, that means I assign ownership, right? It's mine. I'm creating something. If I'm like, it's kind of like if I mint it, like NFTs were minted in 2014, meaning that creates some type of ownership. Like, hey, we're going to create something that will help people cut out the middleman. It can't be duplicated. It's non-fungible. I'm thinking this is going to be a great idea, just like how they did with Bitcoin and how they said, hey, I want to create something. I want to mint something that that now we got all these different types of money. What I want to do now is that I want to do something that is like nobody can actually touch it, but it'll be on a blockchain, it'll be theirs, and it'll cut out the middleman. So that's what NFT. Now NFT say, hey, got Bitcoin, we got all these cryptocurrencies. Guess what I want to do? I want to create something that will be digital and it'll be their own ownership, and not two NFTs are going to be the same. So now I can create all these different things when it comes down to, NFTs and how to create it. And I got to come up with these fees. So it's a lot when you think about it. So you just got to, when you're thinking about NFTs, this is what you want to make sure that you understand. Okay. It's a non-fungible token. It cannot be duplicated, right? You can either create, you can either sell, or you can buy NFT by going on to those different websites. And I'll actually put them there where you can actually go and look at different NFTs. The one that are major that I know about, that you can go there, you can bid on those NFTs, you can invest in those NFTs, right? These are the things you have to understand. If you want to create your own NFT, you have to make sure you have a Ethereum wallet, because that's what it is. It's going through the Ethereum crypto. So you have to make sure that those things are in place. If you want for more information, we're going to give you that. But this is just the basic. You want to make sure that you have to understand that. Now, there are fees, there are taxes that have to be associated with those NFTs if they make a lot of money. So you have to take that into consideration. And when you're looking for NFTs to invest, if you're looking for NFTs, like, what am I looking for? You're looking for the artwork. Do you like it? Do you don't like it? What is it associated with? Who is connected? What type of websites? What is this person selling? Like, what are they looking for? You know, what kind of traffic do they have there? And I'm not saying you want to go to the most popular ones, but it's just like crypto. You want to make sure that they have some attachments to that. And what can it do for the culture? Like, what can it do for me? What can it do for, you know, for the future? Like, what is it that it can do? And when you're looking at that, if those things don't tickle your fancy, then NFT may not be for you. It may not be for you to create one, but it's definitely, I think it's important to understand that if you go into you and you're like, to look to invest in one, I think it's very important to look into invest in one. Like, just go and search and look and see what they have, because it's so many different ones. So they have, you can break down the history, you can kind of search and find a appropriate one. And definitely we will do more of these, but this we really want people to understand what that NFT actually is, what the purpose of it is, and you go from there. So NFTs are the way of the future, and she's going to discuss about how NFT goes into the metaverse and all those different things. But when you're looking for NFTs and when you're looking for those different things, right, you have to understand, like, that's what that is. So NFT is the way of the world. It's going to transfer. It's going to be, you can use NFT. Like, people are now saying, hey, I'm gonna pay you in crypto. Next, they're going to be saying, ho, how about I give you 2 NFTs? So it's kind of like the Pokemon trading card deal. It's kind of like when Pokemon was major, when people would, my brother used to collect baseball cards. So it's like, it's kind of like the same thing. Like, hey, let me get that card, let me get that NFT. You know, I got a good NFT for you. Like, I can give you this NFT for that. And you be like, now it's like, that's what people are going to do. And think about it. If you get an NFT, and like her son did, and it went through the roof within whatever, like, who's not going to take that? Like, the value of that. And think about it. If you hold on to something, a baseball card, a collectible for years, like, I'm gonna just say this, for example. I'm gonna just say this real quick. My brother, and I go back to my brother a lot. My brother is a 70s baby, born in 80s. So he had a collection. He had the original Nintendos. We had the original Duck Hunt, the gun. All right. He grew up in the G.I. Joe era, like the original G.I. Joe, like the little bitty men that were on the little stands. And he had all the original G.I. Joes. He had everything, because that was like in the 70s, like early 80s. So my mom decided that she wanted to have a garage sale, right? And guess what? She sold all this little G.I. Joe man for a penny. To this day, he's upset about this. He talks about those G.I. Joe men to this day. He talks about the Nintendo, because she got rid of the Nintendo. Like, that Nintendo would have been money for us, right? Because we didn't know. So you think about NFT like the same thing, like collectibles. Like, they are things that will create value over time. And it's another thing. They got ones that you can get in and make you some money. You can probably pull out of it. But then they also have ones that are doing what? They're going to create value over time. I'm in it for longevity. Like, I wanted to create some money. Definitely give me some, like, hey, I want to get some bread, but I definitely want to have like a collection. And that's what the young lady, the 12-year-old, she made $4 million because she had a collection of women that had extended long necks. Now, if I was to look at that and I say, ain't no way I'm going to pay for that, right? So somebody came along and said, I like this. Like, just anybody. She put it on there. She probably had no intention of it selling for $4 million. She probably just said, oh, I like this. She liked it. So she put it on there, and everybody else probably passed it along like, that's ugly. Like, I don't like this. Somebody said, nah, I like this. And the 12-year-old got $4 million off of her collection of 3 women with long extended necks. So now, $4 million, 12-year-old. All I'm saying is this: I know her parents are happy. I know her parents are excited. But all that to say is that that's what the basis of NFT is, and that is like how we can go into the new wave of everything: the internet, what she's going to talk about metaverse, and that's what, and then you kind of go into the web 3.0. So people are like, well, what is that? Well, we're in the web 2.0, and that's what people have to understand. Like, we're in the 2.0. Mm-hmm. So the web 3.0 is just a better version of the internet. In layman's terms, it's very new, and it's a lot of information, and things are still creating. So a lot of times that's why you're not going to have really solid information on the web 3.0, on the metaverse, because you still have solid information, but it's still forming every day. They're still trying to figure it out. So a lot of people say, well, what is that? Like, it's just the web 2.0 on steroids. Like, it's going to be better. It's going to be better for the blockchain. It's going to be better for the internet services, for websites. They work on on intelligence. Like, instead of you having an engine search, you're not gonna be able to do like the actual search anymore. So it's just definitely like it's like machine learning, connectivity, artificial intelligence. That's what it is, artificial intelligence. So it's really going to be a way of connecting in a very extreme way. And now it's going to be able to be like, like I say, it's third generation of the internet. And now it's going to be built on the blockchain. So the whole point of this, and the reason why we talking about NFTs and everything else, is because you're going to have to get on board at some point. Like, a lot of people that don't want to, and they're saying that they don't understand this, they're going to have to get on board with this, because eventually there's going to be no money, like actual money. So now everything is going to be offered in crypto or NFT. And if you don't have those things, you're going to be left, like we talked about yesterday. If you don't have those things, it's going to be hard for you to understand it. Because I want somebody to pay me in crypto now. Like, I'm like, hey, I wish I could set my payments in crypto, but everybody I know doesn't have cryptocurrency. But I'm just waiting on my crypto card, Miss Virna. But yeah, so but that's basically, the web 3.0. It's just a better internet way. It's definitely, it works different, like I say, on different wavelengths. It's just a third generation of the internet. It's going to be a lot of different things going on. You're going to be able to do that we're doing right now. It's already some stuff already, out there too. It's just that you have to just kind of just educate yourself and learn and see what's going to be out there, because definitely it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting as far as where this is going, eventually. So I'm excited. But
I am too.
NFTs, that is what NFT is. That's what it is. That's what it's going to be doing. And I'm excited for the future of NFTs. I'm excited. I learned about different artwork. It's very important to, understand artwork and understand just what it is. So if you know what it is, then you can't be left behind, right?
Exactly. Knowledge is power.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Like, I'm, how you find something and you're passionate about it. And it's like, you definitely want, I'm sorry, I'm talking to my daughter. She's trying to point to over here. Like, no, you're right there. But you definitely want, flip it up, baby, the other way. Is it the way? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, that's the way. That's right. Okay. She's doing something over here, y'all. But anyway, it's definitely the way of the world. And I think that when we're talking about the future, and she's gonna get into in cryptocurrency, it's the future's also been the future. And she's gonna talk about how everything ties into this great thing we call this metaverse. I'm like, let me just say this. Let me just every day I'm always hearing something about the metaverse. I'm always hearing about somebody did this in the metaverse, somebody did that in the metaverse. And people say, oh, the metaverse is not going to be any good, or it's going to do this. Let me just say, sometimes I help people find employment on Indeed.com, right? So like I go to Indeed, or anybody, like I have younger kids that like always trying to find, and I'm like looking, I'm searching, trying to, send stuff. It was so crazy. So I was on there and I was just, Googling like even remote job, like just because they are looking for work, like because there are some people that do want to work, and they're like, I help people, get their resumes. And these are people that want to work. I always suggested them to do other things, but people want to, clean up their resumes, all those different things, right? So I help people do that. And I was looking on Indeed. I was just so happened to be just like scrolling through there, and there was a job for the Metaverse on Indeed. And it didn't say the Metaverse, right? But I knew what it was because it had a little symbol on the side, but it was a Facebook job. And I said, so I clicked on it, and it's like, it's a Facebook job doing something. I can't remember the exact title it was, but it was basically, they were paying, they were advertising, they needed somebody to do remotely at home, and it had the little Meta symbol on the side. And I was like, ha, ha, ha. And this was maybe 2 months ago. I saw this and I said, oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming, and it's going to come, and it's going to hit everybody like a ton of bricks if you're not understanding what it is. So you take it away, Miss Virna.
Hello, everyone. I am Virna. If you don't know, and
like, you want to share your screen? Do you need to share your screen?
I am going to need to share it. Just for a couple of things. I'm gonna make you the host. She did bullet points, y'all. I'm just talking like, what is she doing? But no, I am going to show you a couple of things.
I wanted to try to make it look all nice and neat and cute.
It's look like bad, y'all. That's okay. She came prepared.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna actually make you, when you're ready to share, I'm gonna make you the host so you can actually share your screen. Or you want to do it right now? Are you ready to do it now?
You can make me the host, and then I'll share it in a few minutes. First thing I want to do is, like I said, I introduced myself. I'm Virna. My company is Digital Forex Life because I am going into everything digital. I am definitely in the process of trying to become my own bank, but it's baby steps, y'all. We're learning about this. I feel like I put in my 10,000 hours in Forex, and now I want to put in my 10,000 hours into cryptocurrency and the Metaverse, so I can really learn all about this.
I need it.
But I definitely know this is where the future is, and I know this is where we're going. So some of you, if you're new to crypto and you want to say, okay, well, what is crypto? Crypto is digital money. It's a digital asset. The definition is a digital asset designed to work as a medium of exchange to buy goods and services. And of course, it's done online.
30 seconds.
And basically what it is, it's built on the blockchain. What is the blockchain?
It's a blockchain.
I like to call it internet on steroids, but
yes, that's exactly what it is.
It's a technology that ensures the digital assets, our cryptocurrency, is protected. It's very high secured. So like they said, when we're cutting out the middleman, it reduces fraud. Due to its transparency. If I want to sell something, or like one of the examples I always use is if I'm selling my house and Miss Jewel is looking to buy, now we can cut out the middle people. I don't have to go through a lender or anything, because I can put my smart contract, which is my contract of what I'm selling my house for, and she can go on there and see all the information, and she can pay me in cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I can't wait. Let me tell you something, because we getting ready to it. And I was just talking about this. I was reading about the smart contracts, and I was like, man, just imagine if I just wait just a little bit longer and I get everything I need to get all our coins right. I ain't got to worry about going through no bank and all that kind of stuff. Look, hey, I know that. Let me tell you something. They're buying that house, and that bank is a hassle, and I think what they're doing is they cutting out a lot of folks, but yeah. Go ahead.
And that's what, and just what she said. So it's decentralized. It allows crypto to exist outside of the central bank. So it is peer-to-peer. It allows you to actually become your own bank. And what we're seeing today is what banks are doing now is they're actually offering wallets. So just like they used to have you come in and open up your check account, now they're actually having people come in or
Crypto
do it
wallet.
virtually and do your crypto wallet.
Oh, I
So
love it. I
now
love it.
what they'll do is hold your crypto. But why? Why would you want them to hold your crypto when you can hold your own
Oh,
crypto in your own wallet,
yes, ma'am. You
which
better,
goes
you better.
into and I'll just go through the different steps because like Millionaire Jewel said, is so much into going into this. But if you're looking to, and like we talked about foundations yesterday, if you're looking to build out your digital portfolio, your crypto real estate, then there's a system to it. There's a blueprint. There's a foundation you want to lay. And the first foundation that you would want to lay is protecting yourself. So let me see. Can I go in and share my screen now,
You
Miss
should
Jewel?
be able to because I made you the host, so you should be able to share your screen.
Okay.
Is it letting you do it? You should be able to share it.
Let me see. I just see your screen for whatever. Wait a minute. Is this my screen? Wait a minute. Let me see.
Yep, I can see you,
Okay.
girl.
Okay. I should
I
have had
can,
it pulled up,
but
y'all.
yeah, I see the there we go.
Oops. So the first thing that you would want to do, and I would just say take notes. We can definitely get into more detail later. You can join my Facebook group, which is Digital Forex Life, where I already have these details laid out. But the first thing you want to do is always secure your money. Like even now with your bank account, if you have a 401k, I don't know what the one is that the schools have, but whatever you have your money in, I would switch over. I would create a Proton Mail email, and what this email is on the blockchain, and it's highly secured. So it's almost like another, like how we have the two-factor Google Authenticator.
Yeah.
You want to have that, but this is another backup to that as well. So, like for example, 3 days ago, I get this message. I get a text message on my phone saying your account has been frozen, and it said Wells. It didn't say Wells Fargo. It said Wells, and it says your I took a picture of it, but anyway,
They try to get you, Ms. Brown. They try to get you.
Yeah, it was like your account has been frozen for an unauthorized charge or something,
That's
and then it
crazy.
said click this link, and I was like, okay, all my emails that come from Wells Fargo comes to my Proton Mail. So I immediately go to Proton and I'm like, okay, it didn't come through there. I was like, so I'm not clicking on this link. I don't think it's real, but I called the bank. Also, I'm like, I'm just making sure my account is okay. And they were like, no, you're fine. And I said, well, and I told them what came through. And they was like, no, that's a scam. So people are always, especially now that we're on computers and we're doing things on our phones and we're doing things on the computers, and hackers are good. So we need to protect ourselves. So that's the foundation. Protect all your money first and foremost. Create this account. It's free. And that's what I would say the first thing to do into building your digital portfolio is you want to protect.
And when you showed it to me, I actually have done the same thing. Is that because I had a Gmail, and of course Gmail's fine, like it's cool, but I have gotten to a point where I've had the Gmail for so long that I have a lot of emails that have not been read, and I'm not even going to tell you how many are there that I haven't read, but it's thousands of them. Okay, let's just say that. So I created another Gmail account that I have, and it's starting off fresh, and it's like everything goes to that Gmail. But I also, what I did is that what I did with I still got my other Gmail, but I got that one. But I did, like I said, when you told me about this, I created it. So now my bank, like all of my, like my important, especially my banking, anything that I'm doing online, like banking with money, I have it associated with that email. And I'm telling you, it is definitely a blessing, because I had the same thing happen to me about some fraud. Like I had somebody try to do the same thing, send me a link. And I knew, because I can check, because anytime that my card is swiped, which I suggest people do that all the time. Some people say, okay, I have a limit, but anytime that my card is swiped, I get a text message, like anytime. So I didn't even get a message. Like I knew that it wasn't swiped. I'm like, I didn't, nothing came through, like email or nothing. And so they had to do the same thing and say, click this link. And you got to be smart enough to know, like, you don't click on nothing in your email. You don't click on anything. You don't try to, oh yeah, like somebody sent me something through Facebook. And of course, that is a good thing. That's another scam, like Facebook and Instagram. And I sent a message and I was like, hey, I think your thing has been hacked. Like, and what gets me too, like, people ask you to send them their, especially Instagram. These folks, I don't know what these guys, like, I got a message today. This is the twice, same person is trying to give me some money. Tell me, send me your cash app. I'm gonna send you some money on a trading account.
I got that. Look, sir, it was so funny because the girl
excuse me, hold on. Excuse me, sir. Like, you really think I'm gonna send you my cash app for you to send me some money? First of all, no. And second of all, no. Like, I'm not that slow. Like, I was born at 2:41 p.m. But you are not in any form of fashion going to tell me if I send you my cash app that you're going to send me. And then he had the amount. He's like, I'm gonna send you $500. And it's crazy because it's close to, it's somebody that the profile I know, and I know this person, and they're kin to my cousin. And I know that I've been around this person. So I'm like, hey, you need to tell your cousin, I think like, I can't send a message to him, like, hey, it's been hacked. But I've been getting that a lot, not even from him, but just from somebody else. Like, send me your cash app. Oh yeah, if you like, somebody was even promoting like the Bitcoin, somebody was trading, they was posting, oh yeah, I made 8,000 from I trusted this person, they trade their money for me and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, hey, whatever works for y'all, but I'm gonna tell you what works for me. It's Forex and this money that I'm making. So go right ahead.
It was funny. Yeah, it was funny that you said that, because I got that. I told Ronnie, I said it was so funny because she sent it to me. First, she friend requested me a few days ago. And then she sent me that and said, oh, I want to send some money. It's PBG something. If you send me your cash app. And I said, thank you for the blessing. I said, but I'm already blessed with plenty of money. I said, so pay it forward. Send it to somebody else.
Yeah, send it to somebody else. Pay it forward. That's what you got to tell people.
And I'm sending my blessings.
Pay it forward.
Pay it forward.
That's what I start saying. People, when people do stuff like that, just pay it forward. Just
just send my money to somebody else. And she was, oh, okay. And I
exactly. Thank you. Let me tell you something. We are in our 30s and 40s. Like, we know better. Like, we came up in the scam of all scam eras. Like, we know these folks are scamming you through credit cards and stuff, but folks been scamming forever. And we know that, come on now, your mama told you, like, don't open up nothing that it don't look right. If it don't even look right, like whales, come on, sir, you could at least had the Fargo on the end.
So laying the foundation, setting the blueprint. First thing you want to do is protect yourself. So I would say this would be the first thing. Protect yourself. Get yourself a Proton mail and attach it to your bank account. Anything dealing with money. You don't have to use it as your everyday email, but just use it for your money.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
The second thing is you want to get an exchange. There's different exchanges when you buy your crypto on. A lot of people in the beginning, when this whole Dogecoin or whatever was out, and a lot of people were getting into crypto, they thought that opening up a Robinhood account was a crypto exchange, and it's not.
It's not.
Now, I did hear that they're in the process of trying to do wallets and stuff like that now. But right now, I would say if you're going to get on an exchange, do Coinbase Pro or Coinbase. Coinbase Pro has less, their fees are less. Same company, don't know why, but their fees are less on Coinbase Pro. So open you up an account. Sometimes it takes a day to verify. Sometimes it takes a couple of days. So don't worry about it if you're not verified in one day. My very, 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 very favorite exchange, is crypto.com. My very favorite.
My baby. That's my baby. Crypto.com. I can't wait to flash my crypto card too like that, y'all. I can't wait to hold up my crypto.com card. Look, let me just say this. I'm gonna be like, you know how I always talk about, you know how the guy that was rapping, he always had that money to his ear. And you know that's just not me, but that's how I be my crypto card. I'm be, excuse me. Oh, can I pay you in cryptocurrency? Oh, sure. Do you have? I do have a card. Yeah.
Right. So
can you pay me in Ethereum, please? Or excuse me, I have some B chain. Do you would you like? Yes. Okay. I'm just excited about, you know how you get new things, it's like a kid with a new toy. Like you get excited about this because it's so. I'm just excited. Like you can pay your rent, you can do all these things. With even the movies in certain places are taking crypto. Like everybody's taking crypto now. Like you gotta get on it. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
And that's why I like it, because you get the card. You get the card with it, and it just allows you to do a lot of things, and it's a lot of benefits with even having that card. And I'll show you when I pull up my crypto account. So Coinbase or Coinbase Pro for an exchange. And the reason why that you have to, because you might say, well, why do I have to even get on all these different exchanges? Well, when you start getting into researching your coins and buying your different cryptocurrency coins, all of them are not on just one exchange, you know, and then it might be on multiple exchanges, but crypto.com is so easy. I'm going to show you, so easy to buy on, and it's quick. And then another one that actually has a card as well is called Uphold. Get you an Uphold account. And those are the main three right now, because usually if Coinbase has the majority of it. So if one doesn't have, like if crypto.com doesn't have it, usually Coinbase has it. If Coinbase doesn't have it, usually Uphold has it. So those are the three that I would say. I have like Binance.us, I have BitTrue, like I have, and you get so confused sometimes with having all of those. So I would say those are the main three. And then if later you get a coin that's just not on any of them and you have to open up another account, then do so. Just make sure that you write everything down and keep track of everything.
Yeah, because you definitely have to get those different like you say, those different, what I'm trying to say, wallet, like different exchanges. Exchanges, because I have about 3 different kinds. I've never used Coinbase. It was just, I was always crypto because everything was on my crypto.com, but then I had to get, the other 2, and then like if I'm looking, I'm like, oh, this is not on that. I'm like, what's up? Well, where is it at? So you have to Google it and you have to find out where it is, and then you have to find out, and then you have to say, okay, I just try to keep everything in a very secure place where I know each one is and what this is and that stuff like that. So
And if you need to get more information on where to go, CoinGecko is a very good resource.
Very much so.
To search for your coins, to find out where they're at, information as far as like where the market cap is today in cryptocurrency. Like it's down actually. Right now it's sitting at $2.1 trillion, which is still a lot of cryptocurrency.
I'm sorry, 2.1 trillion. Okay.
Yeah, but it had, at its highest, it was over 3 trillion. Yeah. And the reason why crypto is very volatile. So yes, it's definitely a risk when you're getting into it. But you have to also understand that it's still new. So it's companies and hedge funds and banks and all of that are still getting into it. But then the economy right now is down for various reasons. So it's going to fluctuate and go up and down depending on what's going on in the world. So, and of course, everybody, the last couple of months have been pulling their money. Let me pull all this money I made in crypto for Christmas, to pay off bills, you got season coming. Like it's so many different reasons why this market can go down. And that's why it's also important to understand the market as well. But what I like about crypto is you're not getting into it for quick gains. Can you get quick gains? Absolutely. But don't get
Yeah.
into it with that mindset. Get into it with the mindset of like when you invest in stocks, if people on here invest in stocks, that I'm going to hold this for a while. This is my 2 to 5 year. This is my 2 to 7 year. This is my 10-year hold. Like I know where these projects are going. I know what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So CoinGecko is a good resource to look at the coins, to find out where they're at. You can see where the price is now. Back in, like Ms. Joe said, back in 2009 when Bitcoin, all these Bitcoin started as pennies. It's 0 cents.
Nobody believed in it.
Dollar, like, but now it's at 42,000. This is not the only project that is going to do this, because you got projects that are out here about to do big things in the economy, as far as like right now, the money flows and travels globally on this network or this train called Swift. But once they start moving everything over to the blockchain, it's going to be on a whole totally different level.
A different level. Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
Project. So when you're investing in your coins, you want to make sure that you're investing in projects. Like she said, what is this? What is the use case? What is the utility? What is this going to do? Which goes into researching. So that's the third thing that you want to do. You want to be able to research your information. And how do you do that? You just, like, say, for instance, if I come on here and I say, oh, I think that you should get Decentraland, which I'm actually going to
talk about. Yeah.
Why do you want me to get Decentraland? Well, Samsung, for one, just opened up a store. Decentraland is part of the Metaverse. So Samsung just opened up a store in Decentraland. That's why you get it.
It's just crazy. Like it's just really, oh my goodness. It's crazy.
This is it. Welcome to the new. You can actually go on here, and I know we said we're going to come back like in 3 months and kind of do like a follow-up, because we want to make sure that y'all are actually using the information that we give you all. And when we come back in 3 months, because I have not, I've created it, but I haven't attached it to a wallet. And to really go dive deep into the Metaverse, they want you to attach it to a wallet. So I had to create a separate wallet because, like I said, this is baby steps. I'm learning this as well. And I want to make sure that it's not connected to my main wallet.
Yeah, please don't do that. Lord have mercy.
So definitely, but this is something that is huge. This is the Metaverse. This is what's going on. If you have any kids right now, like I have my granddaughter, she's into Roblox. Oh my gosh. Well, now you can buy what they call Robux. And it's like digital money.
So people with children, like young children, this is something that you might want to think about. Yeah.
And they spend, I don't know, hours on this game. And so you can use your money. Of course, you can attach your credit card to it. And she was like, Gigi, I need my pet needs to go to the vet, and I need some money. And I'm like, girl, I am not paying for no digital pet to go to the vet. No, because you get points.
The pet visit probably costs as much as it do in a real life. Like, because I'm gonna tell you, so I had a dog, and them pet visits, they $200, $300 a visit, and that's not including the stuff that they got to do to it. You be like, hold on, wait a minute, I didn't ask for all of this. I just need. What you mean, $300? And you ain't got insurance, so there's no such thing as pet insurance. So you gotta pay out the pocket. So I'm sure she said, "Hey, Gigi, give me my $200 so I can take my dog so I can take my pet to the vet." Yes, indeed.
Right.
Yes, indeed. This is interesting, and I just want to piggyback off of So we're learning, and I just want everybody to understand. Like everybody who puts out this information, everybody is learning as they go. Like the only people that really know what's going on is the people that are creating these things, and they know that they've been working on. And let me just say this: this has been in the works for years. NFTs been around since 2014, so that just tell you what's going on. It's been around for the last 6 years, 7 years. It's been around for quite some time now. Just like Bitcoin started 2008, 2009. Now it's 2021. Of course, a lot of people did not even understand about Bitcoin until about 2011, 2012. Like that's when it started to understand cryptocurrency. And that's when everybody was like, yeah, Bitcoin. And just like now. So now these things have been created, and it's not saying, hey, I got to get this right today. It's like, this is going to continue. So you want to be able to understand what it is about the central land, what it is about the metaverse, what it is about the web, because these things you're going to keep hearing over and over again. And it gets overwhelming because you hear so much information from a lot of different people. So you have to understand that you guys have, you've been rocking with us for a while, and you've been in these lives. So you know that what we talk about is authentic and is very true. But we're not saying jump today, but we're saying very much so educate yourself. And if you want to know more, go more, because you have to have these, you want to be able to understand these wallets. You want to be able to look at, NFTs and like one main thing, like having the crypto.com and having, the Coinbase and all those other things. Another really good thing that you want to make sure you have is a MetaMask. And I forgot to even mention about that, because that's what NFTs, that's the MetaMask, and everybody talks about that. So it's, like you say, it's a system.
It's a wallet.
It's a system to all of these things, right? It's a system. So you can't just say, okay, hey, I'm going to buy. I mean, you can say, hey, I want to look into this coin I heard, whatever that it might be, right? Okay. It's less than a penny right now. So it's like, that's what she's saying. Find out what it's connected to, see what is going on. So, okay, it's less than a penny. Let's say you did $100 worth of that, and you look at that and you put that, and you, of course, you're going to talk about how you can exchange it, go from here to there. You don't want to keep things on your exchange. She's going to talk about all of that. But the thing is, now I'm pretty sure if you find something that's less than a penny, you put $100 of investment into that coin. That's a lot of coins that you have, produced. Now, if it decides in a year that it wants to go to $1, almost or close to it, let's say if it does 50 cents, I just want you to understand how much money that you have made off of just $100 into that particular, or if it's $50, whatever it is, it's less than a penny. But if it goes to 50 cents, or if it goes to 70 cents, or if it even goes to, if it goes to $1, they better cash you out. That's right. They better cash you all the way out. I'm still holding on to a coin that Ms. Virna told me about almost it was last year. I'm still holding on. And let me tell you something. I got millions of coins in that. And I'm just holding on, and I'm gonna hold on to it, and I'm gonna keep holding on, because I know at some point, hey, this is, and I'm just gonna say this: if it do anything like I wanted this to do, and we're gonna do, me and her gonna be on the phone. She gonna call me, and she was like, "Joe, you better go check," and I'm gonna be like, "What? I hadn't looked at this in months." Go look at it now. Right? Did you get your wallet set up? You better have got your wallet set up. It better be set up so you can get this money off of this exchange. That's what she gonna tell me. That's what she gonna make sure she tell me. So you better get your money off this exchange. I'm gonna be middle of the night. I'm gonna be screaming. And that's when you call. Let me say, that's when you call in well. And people are like, well, what's that, Jewel? Well, I ain't coming in today, sir. What? I'm not coming in. Matter of fact, I'm not coming in today. I'm not coming in tomorrow. You know what? Just hire somebody else, because I ain't coming in. You can't just quit like that. Oh, I can, and I did. That's when you call in, well, I'm not coming in. That's what you gotta say. That's what you say when you're making that much money, and people tell you, well, you gotta work hard for you. You went to school. I did, but guess what? If I make me 6 figures plus and 9 figures, and you're talking about money. If if all them coins I got do what they supposed to do, man, look, let me tell you something. I'm telling all y'all, peace. I'm moving out the country. I'm gone. Don't hear nothing else from me. and I'm out of here. I'm telling you, we're gonna be on an island by ourselves.
Right.
Go ahead. I just gotta make a joke because it's just it is what it is. Like that's just what it is. So
yeah,
I don't want nobody telling me nothing about Jewel. No, nothing. Because guess what? Hey, I'm investing in myself and I'm learning about these coins. I'm learning how to do it. And I'm learning from people that I trust, that I know they have done it, and they're leading me in the right direction. So I have been blessed to be in a circle of people that learn about crypto, that learn about Forex. I have been learning from people who make millions of dollars, who make six figures plus, who are creating, even if they made thousands of dollars, even if they made four figures, they're still continuing to learn. And I'm learning from these people. And that's the most important thing, is being around people who are trying to do what you're doing, who have done it, and say, hey, I can show you and I can teach you how to do this. Let me show you. And that is what it's about. It's about continuing learning the information. That's why we do these things. It's not to say, hey, if you get with us, you're going to make you a bankroll. Yeah, you might. You probably will. But we want you to have the information, because I would rather be able to do it myself than depend on somebody else to give me, like I tell people all the time about signals and stuff like that when you're doing Forex. Like, yeah, that's cool that people can send you money, but just think, if you learn how to do it on your own and you didn't need that person to send you, you weren't dependent on that person to send you a signal every Tuesday. Oh, I got to wait every Tuesday to get a signal. Well, you can go into the market yourself and do what? Get that money yourself. So yeah, learn from the folks that know what they're doing, y'all.
So the next thing that you would do is, like I said, if I gave you this this coin that I think that you all should invest in. I am not a financial advisor. This
please say that. Please.
This
please
is for
tell
educational purposes only.
Educational. We are not financial advisors. We do not give advice on how to do your money. This is just educational only.
But I will say, I've done really well in my crypto portfolio, and I definitely want to help my culture and others to do the same. So research. So you're saying, okay, Virna, you told me to get into Decentraland. Let me go look that up. So all you have to do is Google whatever the name of the coin is. In this case, I put in Decentraland white paper. And then after you do Decentraland white paper, you want to do like Decentraland partnerships, because you want to know who are they partnered with, who is backing them. Because, for instance, like I had mentioned this yesterday, my son had told me about this gaming coin called Gala. And I'm not into gaming, so I had no clue. But what he did say was, it's the same person who the person who invented Gala is the same person who invented Pokemon. And I know what he did with Pokemon.
Oh, so, yeah, I'm in it. I don't care what Pokemon. We just talked about that's the switch of the card. Yeah, like, come on, man.
Let me get some. It was less than a penny, y'all. This was a couple of years ago. And that coin sat at we bought like over 11,000, just a little bit over 11,000 coins. That coin is set at $300 for a long time. Then it went up to $500. And then, like I said, the last time we looked, maybe a month ago, it was up as high as $7,000. Now it's back down to 4,000 and some change. Because like I said, the market goes up and down, but I'm holding this coin. So it doesn't matter. I don't get my emotions are no longer bothered when the market goes up and down, because I know long-term what this project is doing. And it comes to find out it's a Metaverse coin. He didn't even say that. All he said was the person who did Pokemon was, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get some. That was it. So you may get into situations like that where somebody might give you some information and you do your research and you look at the partnership and be like, oh, well, I know that person did something big. Like if somebody tell me something, give me some information on a stock and they say Warren Buffett is backing it, okay, I don't even do stocks.
Yeah, but I'm finna guess what? I'm about to Google it and I'm about to get myself involved. That's what I'm about to do. Because if y'all don't know who Warren Buffett is, you need to figure out who he is. Right.
So, but like, okay, so I went into Decentraland. You don't have to read everything. Like, don't look at this and be like, oh my gosh. Just go down and kind of see what they're doing, and like right now, so Decentraland is big in the Metaverse. and it says groups that currently gather in online forums, chat groups, or even other centralized multiplayer games. So they have games that's going on in here. You got meetups that's going on in here. They can put their communities into Decentraland. Offline communities could also find in Decentraland a space to gather. So like they got clubs going on in Decentraland. They got concerts going on in Decentraland. Like there's so much stuff going on in this, and they're only in the beginning phases. And then it says other use cases. There are no technical specifications to what could be built in Decentraland. So that's just letting you know that anything. So therefore, other use cases could emerge, such as training, professional development, education. I mean, just think with everything that's going on now, think about with this whole pandemic and everything. What if, hopefully not, but what if kids have to start going to school virtually? I mean, they did it for a little while, but what if now they up in the metaverse doing it? Because eventually, that's what's coming.
I saw, and I'm gonna just say this: I saw
you won't be able to do in the metaverse because it's going to be needed, and I'm gonna talk about that later. But
yeah. I saw, and I was scrolling on Instagram, and I saw a university on but it wasn't like an actual university; it was a virtual university. And they were talking about, it's called Metaverse University. And I was like, what is this? So I clicked on it just to see exactly what it was. I was like, let me click on this and see exactly what it's doing. And that's what it was. It was like, you're going to this university and you're actually learning how to do all this stuff in the metaverse and everything else. And I was just like, holy moly, this is what people are actually, doing. Right. So this is the new way. And I'm matter of fact, I'm about to actually go to it and see and just double check it, because I think it is under my save. I saved it because I was like, let me just make sure that I was reading this correctly. And that's exactly what it was. Like, it was an actual, universe. And you got it is the thing. You got all these people talking about the metaverse. You got all these people talking about, these different things. They have a lot of people on, on Instagram, on Facebook, on social media sites. They're discussing their viewpoints, NFTs, all these different things. And if you really, honestly, let me just say this, if you really want to understand, I tell people, and even with crypto.com, now crypto.com is just not for cryptos anymore. You could actually search NFTs on there. You could actually go to it and find about NFTs on crypto.com. I was just looking at a couple of them right now, and there's some of them as low as $40. Some of you can start the bidding, of course, bidding in $1, but you can buy it straight out for like $40. Like, and you look at what it's connected to, like, it's just crazy, the things that you can do with this. So now, like, it's available. It's going to start being available everywhere, because that's what we just trying to tell people. Like, that's what we're doing. Like, it's going to be available every single place. Like, you're not going to be able to get around it, and you have to know how to cut it out. Like, and say, okay, I know what I have. Like, when it come down to the crypto, like, it's so many things that are going to come about, and then you're going to hear about cryptos taking off, and you're like, oh, don't. And I tell people this all the time, and this is what we talk about this with trading. Don't hop in the trend. Don't hop in the trend. Don't just get in it because it's trending, right? And that's what a lot of people did with what is it? Am I saying it right? Dogecoin and Shiba. Like, it was like booming, and people were like, okay, let me get in. And then when you got in, guess what it did? Pew, it plummeted, right? Because it had did what it was supposed to do. And just like we have to understand, when we trading, everything has to come to a certain point. Everything has to stop at some point, and it has to retrace and have to figure it out. So you always want to make sure that you're looking at where that coin is currently. And if it did boom, you don't want to just hop in because it's making money. Because if it's coming, if it's trending, if it's buying and it's making a lot of money at that point, you want to wait, because at some point it's gotta correct itself. It's gotta do something in order to do that. So once it corrects itself, if it starts to go down, if you get in at the high point and it starts to go down, you're going to decrease in your value with that particular coin. So just wait and see what it's going to do. and then decide if you want to get in. We talk about this all the time in trading. Never, ever, ever get in on a trend. You gotta wait to see what it's going to do. Do you agree with that, Miss Virna? You agree with that saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get I want to share my phone, but it's not working right now. So I'm going to I had to restart my phone, and hopefully it'll come up, whereas I can make it nearer so y'all can see it. But so we'll see. Hopefully that'll work. But
look, it's always something. No matter what it is, it's always something.
Show y'all how easy it is to actually.
And then I try to make myself open-minded about certain things and learn about different coins that I hear people talking about that are true investors like yourself. And like, if somebody mentions a coin, I'm going to look at it. And like she's saying, go research that coin. You never know what you got your hands on.
Right.
So yeah, it's just amazing to be able to, to come on here and kind of explain what we're doing, and talk about NFTs, talk about cryptocurrency, talk about Forex, talk about the Metaverse, talk about the Web 3.0, because I think it's definitely going to be some great information to really understand what you're doing, because now you want to make sure that you get it and understand now. And as time goes on, we'll check back in, like I say, in 3 months to see, I'm working on, my NFTs, and hopefully, let's say, hey, in 3 months, this is what it's going to do. I have some coins I've been looking at and say, hey, I'm going to invest it, because I want to start off the year with an intentional to say, hey, I'm going to add to my portfolio. I'm going to, create some more NFTs. I'm going to put them on there, because I want to create them and even invest in some, in a couple of them. So I definitely want to do that. Come back and say, hey, okay, this is why I remember 3 months or 4 months or whatever. Even with our Forex, you want to, all these different things are going to be important, for your future, for your thing. And I always say, you start the beginning of the year and you let things, and you play it out to see how it's going to be at that 12-month period.
I think it's working.
Yeah, it's working. I see it. But yeah, it's a 12-month period. And I always, when Virna told me about some coins for we were in 2020. I remember this was 2020. And it was 2020. She was like, hey, she was talking about, this was like November, October. She was like, talk about VeChain, talk about XRP. We were talking about something else. And of course, I didn't get in when she was talking about it. This was prior to the new year. And I was like, okay, so when the new year came, that's when we got in. And of course, I'm so glad we got in when we got in. Because it boomed, it went straight to the moon, right? So I was excited. It took some months for it to go that way. But the thing is, we start off the year right, and we've been holding that coin. I've been holding on to it. I'm gonna keep holding on to it. And even if I want to go to do something else, I can use that money. I can say, hey, I want to, I'm gonna use some of my VeChain. I want to use some of my whatever to do this. So it's definitely a way to understand, like, once your coins get money, you can always transfer. Of course, it's fees and everything else, but it's a way to do it. So,
and I wish she would have got into it, you all. And that's another thing, because sometimes these coins have projects associated with them. And with that particular coin, with the XRP coin, it had a project. It has other projects connected to it. So what they're in the process of doing and developing out, whereas you can actually, when I say become your own bank, you'll be able to lend your coins. You will be able to, other people will be able to borrow, and you'll get interest from them borrowing from you. Like, it's so much. You're going to be able to take a loan off of your money. So you'll still have your coins and still be able to use that money for something else. So it's so much. But with that project, what they did was, is they did airdrops. And so they airdropped you so many coins. So the first airdrop they gave us was Songbird. We got like 5,000 coins of that free money. January 22nd, the 22nd of this month, they're getting ready to do another airdrop of a coin called Sologenics. Free money. So it's so many different things also that's going on as we evolve in this digital market that it's like they're like, it's almost like, oh my gosh, they're giving money away. Like it's free money.
Because that's exactly what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to pull up crypto.com because that's one of the exchanges. I hope y'all wrote that down that I want y'all to, if you don't already have an account in, get an account in. And it's for several reasons. I mean, one reason is because you get a card. The second reason is this card actually gives you cash back. So
yes,
like
that's why I'm excited about my card coming.
Let me see if I can pull this up. When I spend money, go down here and click on bonus. If you look at my reward up top, total earned $31.67. I'm not spending a whole lot of money when I'm using this card, but I've already earned $31.67 in rewards. And then my cash back, if you look at the bottom, says $6.67. Like when you're holding your money in the bank or when you're using your debit card,
go ahead and tell them how much they give you in a whole year. They don't even give you that in a year time.
So you have to think about things like that. We just have to be open-minded and educated. It's time for us to do what the wealthy do. Bottom line. What is that 1%? What is that less than 5% doing? Yeah. We want to do the same thing. So I told y'all that you should get some Decentraland. And what I also like about this is I'm going to actually show you how easy it is to get it. So at the top, it says, see all. I'm going to type in Mana because that is actually the name for Decentraland. And I'm going to click on it. So if you want to buy it, you just click on it. And then at the bottom, it says buy Mana. And if I was getting 2,150, I'd be paying $6,000. I'm not getting that many today. But let's just say if I want to get 50, if you want to get 50 coins, don't go into this thinking, oh, I have to get a whole lot, because you don't. You can actually set this up if you wanted to, whereas you can have reoccurring. So you can say every week or every 2 weeks, I want to invest $25 into this coin. But let's just say if I wanted to get $50, and then it tells me up top to get $50, it's $151.46. I click buy because when you set it up, you're going to attach your debit card to it. I click buy. It's a fee, as she was talking about, $2.99.
They gotta get paid now. Right. I be telling people to understand that the fee is the fee.
So total $155.96. I'm going to confirm it. And sometimes you got to be quick with this because what happens is
you have to redo it again if you take too long.
Yeah, if it takes too long, y'all tell me to confirm, which is good, but I ain't have my card out, so how am I going to confirm? So now it's probably going to tell me to do it all over again because I can't confirm. But let's see. It's Sunday. Hopefully the market's moving slow.
Yeah, this boss moves to buy coins on live right now. That's a real boss move.
So boom, I'm done. That's how quick you can purchase your coin. Boom, I'm done.
Some crypto and showing y'all on live, like real crypto she just bought on there. So it ain't for show. It ain't just for show. She did everything, and that's the whole thing. Is that, man, look, like it's easy to do. You could buy it as low. She did 150. Even if you wanted to do less than that, if you wanted to do straight up 100, all you gotta do is just put in. You can see how much you want. Like you said, man, I just want to do $100. I just want to see. Man, I want to do $70. Like you could do it. You could do whatever. Of course, the more coins you have, the better the value. Of course, like that. But at the end of the day, man, you it's crypto. Like you're investing in things that have a lot of attachments to it. And now it's up 3.54%. So now she's expanding her wallet to having another coin attached to that, and it's going to continue to go up, because I'm guarantee you, as we go into 2022 with Metaverse and everything, that coin's gonna do something. Trust and
absolutely. Absolutely. Even when we come back 3 months from now and I pull it up, it won't be on here, because then that's the next step. So now it's like, okay, I bought it, but we prefer that you don't hold crypto.com, like I said, they just took over Staples Center in LA, where Kobe and where Kobe and Shaq built. Like, so they're not going anywhere. So I'm not gonna say something's wrong with this exchange, but we do want you to take ownership. And in order for you to take ownership and become your own bank, you need to move your money into a wallet. So go in and show you.
You got to take that money and put it in a wallet.
And does your money still go up in the wallet? Absolutely. So don't think because I'm moving it off of this exchange, now my money's not moving. That's not true. Your money still moves.
Your money gonna move all the way. It ain't gonna miss a beat.
Right.
This is great information, and we're gonna have all these things associated. Like I say, when I put the blog up, I'm gonna have everything, and you can go to it and you can look at it and you can see what we talked about. It's gonna have everything that you need, from the wallet to the ProTime mail, and everything is gonna be linked there. That way you can kind of click on it and go to it and get set up. And all this stuff is free. There's no fee to sign up for these things. Like this is free. Everything is at your fingertips. Definitely.
I'm really just going over the quick version.
The quick, because
like I said, if you get into my group, I go over more into detail and actually walk you through step by step.
The whole process,
whole process of making sure that you set up correctly with your digital portfolio, because it is very important that you make sure that you have everything done, so you're just not being caught up in where's my money.
Right.
So you have two types of wallets. You have the Exodus wallet, which they call that a hot wallet because it is on the internet. And then you have, and I can probably get mine, they call a cold storage wallet, and that's called a Ledger Nano. And that's where most of my bag is, on my Ledger Nano. It's a cold wallet. It's not, so basically right now, until I attach it to the internet, it's not attached. So it's like cold storage. My money is how when they say people who put their money over, like what did you call it, like the Swiss banks or whatever, they put it, like it's not here in America, it's somewhere else.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah.
That's how my crypto is not on the internet. But for beginners and in the beginning, this Exodus wallet is perfect.
It's amazing. I still got my money there, and that's where it's gonna be. But when I get my bag up, trust and believe, I'm gonna get that ledger, and you got to get that ledger, because that's gonna keep everything protected.
Yeah. And this is you taking ownership of your money. And once you actually get into setting up your wallet and transferring, so what I would do is go in and transfer everything that I just bought or whatever off of there and put it into my wallet. And sometimes you have to have both. Like I have both, because sometimes every coin is not on my ledger either. So sometimes you got to keep stuff on the exchange and pray nothing happens because until that particular coin either creates its own wallet or it shows up on Exodus wallet or shows up on the ledger, because sometimes when these coins first come out, they're not on the wallet. So we just have to deal with, okay, hopefully that's why I said it's good to get into exchanges that we know are going to be around.
Yeah, you got to understand, like that's
exchanges.
You got to have, you want to be able to get on exchange that are known, that are producing things. Everybody's going to try to create something, but you want to create something that, has some weight and has some value to it. because those are the ones going to be most protected better. Like they're going to be protected better.
So what happens when you create this wallet, and it's very easy, you're going to be given keys. You're going to be given 12 keys, and you have to write them down, because if you lose these keys, y'all, you lose your money.
Yes, indeed.
Like this is how protected your money is. And don't give this information. If anybody was to ever ask you, oh, give me your keys, that's like giving somebody your social security number. You don't just give anybody your social security number. Do not give anybody your keys. And when you write them down, keep them in different places. Like you got a best friend or whatever, or if you want to keep them in a safe at a bank, like whatever you want to do, keep them in different places. I say keep 3. I have 3 in different places. But then of course you have to remember where you kept them. But
I swear.
yeah. Or like I said, my daughter, bless her heart, she has so much of my stuff, because that's my best friend. That's who I can trust. I know she ain't giving up nothing. So yeah, so just that's what will happen when you download this on your computer. But the great thing about this, you all, is you actually will be gaining. So after you move your money over here, now they're giving you rewards for keeping your money on there. So now that I'm keeping my coins on there, like say for instance Cardano, I'm getting 4.2% back just holding my money on there. So it's so many different rewards and so many different levels to how you can make money. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to show you how you can make different revenue streams. So I'm currently in a project. And at first I was like, oh, I'm gonna tell everybody, but I'm not. I'm gonna wait until my 6 months is done and see how it does. I read about this lady who, her and her sister, they're doing anywhere between $40,000 to $80,000 a month investing in cryptocurrency. Now I feel like I've been doing this for a while, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I go to my son and I'm reading it to him. I'm telling him, I'm like, what are they in? What are they doing? And so he was like, Mom, they're probably in the Dow project and different projects that give you different money back. And I'm like, okay, so how do I do it? How do I get into it? So he has me in one, y'all. And so far I have more than doubled my money, and it's been about 35 days. So I'm giving myself 6 months. I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna wait until it's 6 months over. I'm gonna see where I'm at in 6 months, and then I will release it to everybody. But I'm just gonna be the guinea pig. And like Miss Jewel said, I didn't use, well, I used my money, but what I did was one of the coins, the V chain that she was talking about, that I got into when it was less than a penny. I did very well in that because I got thousands and thousands, like a lot of coins with that project. So even though it's not even high in cents, like I think it was at its highest, it went up to 28 cents.
Yeah, it went up pretty high. Cause I'm still holding on mine. I got mine. I'm just holding on to it. Yeah.
And but I was able to move some of that money from that coin and actually invest in this other coin. So I'm just waiting to see what it does. The project is amazing. They're in the process of creating, coming out with their own bank. They're in the process of doing some other major things. So I'm just waiting. I'm gonna wait my 6 months. They give you a calculator and say, if you start here, this is where you're supposed to be here. So I'm just gauging it and saying, okay, let me see if I'm gonna be here in 6 months. So yeah, it's so many different projects to get into when it comes to crypto. So I'm going to move on to the metaverse, because this is the end, creating your wallet. Once you get your money in your wallet, then it's just basically learning about different coins, and we'll get more into this about the investment group that I have, where we talk about different coins and how to invest and what we're investing in, and just sharing ideas, because like Ms. Jewel said, you have to be in a community. I have been so blessed with meeting her. She has helped me so much in my trading.
Go on, speak it now. Go on, speak it.
Like, I mean, like we would get on Zooms and she'd be like, I got something. This is working for me. And it's vetted because she's tried it and she's made money doing it. So because I know that, I know what she's giving me is real. And when she gave it to me and I tried it and she walked me through it, I was like, whoa, like now when I'm like, I don't need nothing else. I'm good. Don't show me nothing else. What you showed me right here, I'm good. Because when it hits that 800, oh my God. Like
look, I have so many different things, and I always tell people it's so many different ways how you crypto, how you do whatever, like it's so many different ways. So I'm always, if I test it out, I don't show anybody until I test it out myself and I see, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like,
yeah,
it's about, I got something else.
Don't go at this alone at all. At all.
Mm-mm.
Don't go at it alone. Get yourself a community. It don't have to be our community. It can be a community that you feel comfortable with, because you definitely have to be comfortable with who you're making money with.
And you have to be around people that want the same thing from you,
right,
and that are on the same understanding and mindset too. Yeah.
Because our coach, we call him billionaire, but our coach, Coach Gatlin, he is amazing. And he does personal development. He does mindset, and he makes $6 figures, $1 million, I mean, a day, like money. So
twice.
We're not learning from, we're learning from somebody who's doing this 10 years, 11 years, probably 12 years now.
And I'd never recommend you.
So so that just kind of lets you know where we're headed, where we're at today, where we're going. And like I said, I was telling Jewel yesterday, Samsung opened up a store. So let's just say you're in the metaverse, and it's just kind of like what you do now. Like when we go and we order from Instacart, we go online, we order our groceries, we pick our groceries, we order our groceries, and then what happens? Somebody actually physically delivers your groceries to you. So you're in the metaverse, you're online, because that's all it is a virtual reality. So you're online, you go in, you purchase your Samsung phone, you purchase your Ralph Lauren, open up a store in the metaverse. So you go in there and purchase some clothes, and then
get it delivered
what
to
happens?
you.
It's delivered to you, but you're doing it in the metaverse. I have a love-hate relationship with the metaverse because I know it's going to do big things, but what I worry about is, because now that I've actually experienced it and I put it on, you really can. So for kids, you really can get lost in this. And what I worry about, and I told Millionaire Jewel, it's going to help when, with what she does, is because these kids are going to get in here and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, now maybe I look like this, but I can make myself look like this in the metaverse. And I can travel. I can go wherever I want. I can be whoever I want and do whatever I want. But when I take these things off, I'm back to reality. Maybe I'm in poverty. Maybe my situation at home is not good, whatever the situation. If you get too caught up in this, if they get too caught up in this virtual reality,
know how to make a difference between
they're not going to know
reality
how to
and real.
Yeah. So that's what I worry about with this. So, but business wise, for adults who know the difference, but you might have some adults that get caught up in it too.
Because you're gonna have some, I guarantee you that.
Yeah, because it does. Like one place you can go to, and it's like, it's so pretty, y'all, and it feels so real. Like you can hear the water and you can hear the animals, and you feel like you're just like
in there.
You're somewhere else.
And then you take them off and you gotta look at these four walls.
Yeah. And we did the roller coaster thing, and your body actually feels like that motion of going up and down.
Wow.
You feel that. It's something. So, but business wise, like I look at it, I'm looking at it business wise. How can it benefit me business wise? Like maybe these things that we're doing now on Zoom, we'll be doing it in the metaverse eventually. So things like that. I'm still learning about, because people are buying, like Snoop Dogg got a Snoopville, so he got his own little area out there in the metaverse. So, and people were bidding on who gonna live like right next door to Snoop Dogg in the metaverse, and I mean they're paying top dollar for this, and I'm like,
they paying big money for
this? Yeah, like how is this going to, like, how am I
Just
going to make
Justin Bieber did a concert in the metaverse, and
Mm-hmm.
it went crazy.
Yeah,
You hear me?
yeah.
Like people were coming in because now instead of, and this is the thing about COVID too, it's like, okay, now with everything going on, and this is where we like how we have to live with COVID and everything. Now we're gonna have to live. This is a new. So think about it. If you really are a Justin Bieber fan and you really love his music or whatever that whoever it
Right.
is, now if they produce a concert in the metaverse, I can get concert tickets, and that's cutting out the middleman too with
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
artists, because now I can purchase those tickets
And look
and
how
I
many
can just
people can come.
and it can be millions and millions of people can come to this
Yeah.
because it's virtual, and you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
still be able to do you can and you're gonna actually be in there and feel
In
that.
there.
And now you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to worry about, and God forbid, like the people that in Astro World that happened with Travis Scott, with the people
Mm-hmm.
dying and getting trampled
Mm-hmm.
on, and it might create a better opportunity for when you have that many people there. Now they can actually be in there, and they're going to have the actual concert with the whole 9 yards. So
Mm-hmm.
now you can feel and be in there, and like now you take your things off and you be like, man, it was a fun concert, and you go on about your business, but you still
Mm-hmm.
paying for it. And these artists are capitalizing off of this, and art gallery, this, that. You can have jobs like, hey, guess what? I'm a real estate agent. Guess what I could do?
Yeah.
I can I
Mm-hmm.
can sell you some
Sell. I
land.
say
I got
exactly.
some land for you. I got some
Mm-hmm.
this, or hey, I'm a graphic designer and I'm an architect. I'm whatever. Now I can promote my business in here. Now I can do
Mm-hmm.
this. You don't have to go through anybody else.
Yeah.
You come straight to the metaverse. You come straight to
Mm-hmm.
here, and we
Mm-hmm.
can do this smart
Mm-hmm.
contract type deal. We can do whatever we need to do
Mm-hmm.
in this metaverse. And guess
Yeah.
what? We can get everything we need to do, have our meetings, have this,
Mm-hmm.
and get it happen like
Yeah.
that. That is the plus side of it,
Mm-hmm.
like she was saying. So
But if you don't want to deep dive into that, it's okay. You don't
it's
have
okay.
to.
Yeah. You don't have to do it.
Invest in the companies that are building these out. Apple's about to come out with, they're calling them eye glasses, the letter like iPhone, eye glasses. They're coming out, whereas they look like eyeglasses, and you'll be able to do all of this. It's not big and bulky like this, because trust me, this thing is heavy. I was like, why am I sweating? My head felt like, oh my God. So yeah, it's heavy. So, as we evolve, things are going to get better. So yeah, iPhone is coming out with something. Okay, well, you know what? I'm not even trying to do all that stuff in the metaverse and da 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 da. But what I will do is invest. Decentraland is big in the metaverse. Get you some coins of Decentraland. The one that I told you about, Gala, Metaverse. Get you some Gala. So just it's other ways. You don't have to deep dive into everything. There's other ways to invest in this new digital ecosystem that's happening, because you can get caught up in so much.
Okay.
And so that's me. I'm learning about it because I want to invest in cryptocurrency on the other side. So but I am going to kind of deep dive in the metaverse. I like it, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie about it. So I probably will go.
I am too. I'm gonna deep dive in it too. I'm gonna I'm gonna definitely deep dive into into that too, because I'm excited about what I can do in there. And like just what I can do, and just the NFTs are just as crazy, because it's
And
just,
plus you want to at least have a basic knowledge of it, because this is what your kids and your grandkids going to be doing. And we got to protect them.
We got to protect them. And then it's like, if you have teenagers, I think it'll be good. Like, this is going to open up a world of different things, but you have to set boundaries like you do anything else, especially for your young kids. So it's definitely going to be a situation where you got to learn to be educated. And when it starts to evolving a little bit more, it'll definitely, anybody else had any. But this is replay. This is going to be a replay. And it's a lot. We know it's a lot. We understand that it's a lot. It's a lot.
But we're here.
We're here. And Miss Virna,
Get through this.
it took me about a month or two to actually kind of like just kind of grasp and understand. Because let me just say this, and we say this before we go, because I know we have been on here for almost 3 hours, which is crazy. Which we got a lot of things accomplished. I had no idea what she would talk about blockchain and all this, and I would hear the word blockchain, and I had no idea what blockchain meant. I didn't know what it was, but she said, yeah. And let me just say this, it was like months later. And even though I had invested in the crypto and everything, I still didn't even know what blockchain was. I was like, I know it's where stuff goes, but I still don't understand. Like, it's not an aha moment yet. And then I was reading something, and that's when it was talking about, it was like talking about blockchain. And I was just like, the way that they said it, I was like, wait, oh,
I
so
get it
this
now.
means, oh, wait a minute. So everything is like, this is where it stays. I said, oh, so it's like, I was like, oh my goodness, Jewel, you are silly. Cause I understood it, but it just didn't make any sense to me. And I was like, I know the blockchain is supposed to be the blockchain, but I don't get what this means. But
yeah.
So now I finally got it, and it's all good now. Now I understand it. But yeah, we definitely, I mean, anything else you want to final remarks, millionaire? And before
this was
leave?
good. I'm excited about
coming back, yeah,
where everything is going, and coming back and sharing where we are, where we are today and where we are in 3 months, because what we do know is, like I said, the market right now, the economy is going down. Everybody's still like they're gathering from all the money they done spent and stuff. But then tax season comes, and now that market picks back up because everybody starts back investing and stuff. And so the ebb and flow. So it'll be interesting just to see where our portfolios are, who actually created their portfolio. Because I had people who come in and say, oh, and I walk them through the whole process. And then I'm like, months later, they're like, oh, I need to still do this. And I'm like, this coin went from here to here. What do you mean? What?
Yeah, in months, right? That was me at one point, and I finally 2 months later I finally got in, and I was like, okay, I'm good. I got in it now, and then it took off. So I was